Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Everybody still with me? Everybody can still hear?
Yes.
Great. Great, great, great. So it's going to be us four today until we have some others probably pop in. We're having some technical issues on some side. So maybe, Andy, the knowledge holder, he is, what happened was he went into the library this morning and all of the scrolls fell down. And so he's got a big mess to clean up. He's getting all the scrolls and everything back where they belong. So as soon as Andy gets all that cleaned up, he's going to get on the old conch shell and figure out how to get in contact with us and let us know what's going on. But welcome, 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 everybody, to our very first episode of The Tribe. This is something that's been a long time coming. I want to say hello to all of the co-hosts today, Brian Carr, Jeff, and Rob. How are you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Still trying to wake up, but I'm here.
Still trying to wake up. Yeah, dude, you got a 3 hour time difference and you're dealing with the time change. So
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Happy
I
spring
did
forward,
too.
everyone.
So three of us are on the East Coast, one's on the West Coast. Andy, of course, the Scroll Warden, he's on the East Coast as well now. Was Midwest, but now he's moved. So yeah. So we're gonna get this thing kicked off. I just wanted to say welcome to everybody that's in the chat. We're going to get to you guys in just a minute. I'm going to apologize for any technical issues. We've got a lot of people joining us who haven't joined before. And so technical issues, are you on a computer? Are you on a phone? Whatever. It's going to happen. So we're going to probably going to have some other people join us later. But I just wanted to say good morning to everybody. And let's see here. Let's say hello to the chat. We got Benny Torres in the house. Hey, Benny, thanks for pancakes and coffee waiting for those amazing AWOK tribe to get started. That's right. Let's see. Let's see here. We've got J-Mac in the house. Thanks for joining us, J-Mac. Congratulations on the new show. It should be a lot of fun. I hope so. Monarch Prime's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Jersey Shore Juggernaut. I have to keep both of these straight. Some of my chats are coming in as restream host, and some of them are coming in as me from YouTube. I don't know why that is. That's pretty. Oh, we got a Amilcar Cruise. Less than 5 minutes. Got my beer in hand, ready to go. Oh, we've got the Schmerber. Schmerber's in the house. Andy's in the chat. He's got the chat going, but he's having a hard time with his mic and camera. Andy, if you're still trying, buddy, take your time. Don't worry. We could see you, but we couldn't hear you. Brick is in the house, gathering the tribe. And let's see, we got Endless Fables, who I follow on Instagram, is here with us today. So good to see you. Good to see you. Got HH is in the house. Red Exo Mac 5. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. First episode. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I really appreciate it. Look here. We've got Trevor, 1-6 shooter in the house. Got Blake, Recon Rage. We've got Lee Customs in the house. I'm going to get caught up here in a minute. And JM Evans. Good morning or afternoon. Good morning or afternoon. That's right. Good morning, good evening, and good night. So, thank you guys for joining us on our inaugural chat. Basically, what happened here and how this whole show got going and how we decided to do it or tried to, figure out how we were going to do this thing was a bunch of us were all in Allegiance Con chat together, Allegiance Collectors chat together. And we all started talking, oh, I love AWOK. Well, I love AWOK too. And I like AWOK, but not everybody was as enthusiastic about it as we were. So we broke off from our little Allegiance chat. We had a little side chat called the Tribe that Jeff set up or somebody set up for us. I can't remember. Was it Rob? Rob set it up for us. And then over time, it was just kind of like organic. It's just like, hey, do you guys want to do this live? Do you want to try to get in on this? And it just sort of happened. And then we already had a really good name. I loved the Tribe. I thought it was a great name for our chat group, but it's a great name for our live stream show. So it just kind of happened organically. And over the last month or so, we've sort of been building to it. And so, yeah, that's kind of like how this, check this out. We've got Jason here from Sparrow. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to have you on a show probably next week if possible. That would be great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do my best to try to do 3 giveaways by one of our tribe members called Scott. He's going to join us when he can. He's busy with family stuff this week and he can't. But we're really hoping today that I'm going to be able to give away these 3 AWOK figures that were graciously donated to us by Scott. We're going to do giveaway 1 is going to be Onyx. 2 is going to be the Horrid Ravager, and then 3 is going to be Pale. So we're going to do them sporadically throughout the show. So you definitely want to stay tuned all the way to the end and see if you can snag one of these, because the only people who can win are the people here in the chat. Go ahead.
Can I log off and just join the chat?
Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys are if you're on the stream, if you can't chat, I hate that. I'm sorry. I don't know why you can't. Oh, now I see how I can change my name, and I'll figure this out. I'll try to figure this out to see how I can let you guys comment, because I really need you guys, or really need you guys to be able to comment if I'm off doing other stuff. So yeah, I really hope you can do that. Would it be funny if Jason won, if he won one of these? That would be great. That would be fantastic. The first thing I want to start off with is I wanted to start off with this animation, because I don't think I'd ever seen this before. And somebody in our tribe chat sent me this and was like, "Did you see this? This is amazing. I've never seen it." So
yeah, that was me. I just saw that yesterday because I was trying to find that pic that you're asking for, and I stumbled on it, and I was like, "Oh man." This
is fantastic. It looks like it was professionally done. I think it was done for the Kickstarter, and this was how they kicked off their Kickstarter. If you haven't seen this, or you haven't seen it in a long time, this is pretty amazing. So let's give it a shot.
Man, that's freaking sweet.
That's awesome.
I didn't hear it. Did everybody else hear it?
Oh, yeah, I heard it, yeah.
Yep, didn't come through for me.
Oh.
So I'll catch the replay.
Yeah, catch it on the replay.
Oh my gosh, did it cut off midstream?
No, it's still playing.
Okay,
I've
good.
got the stream going separately, but
now the screen is black on.
Yeah, the screen's
black. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, so where did it stop? Was it here?
It played all.
Okay, so it played all the way through. Okay, good. I'm really glad that it played all the way through. Sorry, I don't know. I was doing some things in the background, and I was like, oh man, did I screw this up? I probably did. Okay, so I am indeed having problems with the giveaway. So I'm going to keep trying to work on that. And see if I can figure this out while we're going. Okay. Oh, I think I probably can. All right. So let me see. I'm working on this. So while we are going to work on the I'm so sorry, guys. I'm screwing this up already. While I'm working on the contest winner, what I wanted to show you guys was while we have as many people in here as we possibly can right now, we have 22 people. I want to show you guys a video that I worked on this week. This is a surprise. I haven't shared it with any of you guys yet because I wanted it to be a big surprise. And my middle son, Nicholas, who's 11, he helped me with this. And so you guys know that on my other show that I do with Greg, Double Jointed, we always kick off the episode with a few 80s toy commercials. And I love 80s toy commercials. They're the best. And I feel like, AWOK is really a line that feels rooted in the 80s. It feels like these could have been 80s or 90s action figures. And so I wanted to put together a little tribute commercial. So here we go. For the very first time, we have a 1980s style AWOK commercial for you guys to enjoy.
Lexion stalks the jungle for bounties. Hey, who goes there? Oh no, Emperor Kali's up to no good. You won't get the drop on me, Tiberius. You won't escape us this time, Kali. Ah! Oh no, Vero Atlas is casting a spell. Not if I can help it. Huh! The animal warriors saved the day.
Animal warriors of the kingdom. Lexion, Tiberius, Vero Atlas, and Kali. Each sold separately. By...
All right, could you guys hear that?
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was so
Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys could hear it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We set that up in my front yard. We happened to have a culvert between our house and our neighbor's house. It was like the perfect backdrop for it. And then I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, I'm going to use an AI tool to like do all the lines, but then change my voice to a kid. And then I was like, wait, I have kids. Like, why would I do that? And I asked my son, I was like, would you do this for me? Would you do the voiceover? And he goes, this is going to be cringe, Dad. I don't want to do it. And I'm like, no, let's get into it. So I showed him a whole bunch of like 80s commercials. And I was like, this is the vibe we're going for. And he's like, oh, this is so cringe. And he's like, don't show my picture. And I'm like, don't worry, buddy. I won't show your picture. It's fine.
That was like a perfect 80s commercial. Came right out of the 80s. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun to put together. And I was lucky enough to find like this really cool filter settings, presets for After Effects that really like kind of offset it and make it look like a CRT video. Even though I'm working with 4K, it's crazy. But I'll take them all. Batteries not included. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can get back to the content winner. But here's what I'd like to do is while I'm working on that, I'm going to kick it over to you three. And what I'd like for you guys to do is just, briefly tell everybody how you discovered AWOK, and then what was your very first figure that you purchased. And anybody can jump in. Anybody can go after it.
Yeah, Jeff, you kick it off, Jeff.
I'm kicking it off? All right. So it has to do with Mythic Legions. I got into Mythic Legions about a little over a year ago, last year. And been going hard with Mythic Legions, but I wanted to find something that would be adjacent, be a little bit more toyetic, a little bit more nostalgic. And Greg Schmerber, showed in the chats an Onyx, a primal ancient Onyx. And I was like, what is that figure? And he was like, it's Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. And I was like, well, I need that. And so I immediately got into Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, buying Onyx and Blight. Those were my first two. And now I'm looking back and I'm like 20, 25 figures in. And the apes, or what we want to call the apes, are my favorite of what's available out now, but I'm really looking forward to the Verandi, or the cold blood, the lizards, because the reptiles are my favorite. Growing up, turtles was my jam, and it's like the new anthropomorphic turtles in my eyes.
Very cool. That's super sweet, man. Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, they are very mythic adjacent. I've seen people swap armor and accessories and weapons and shields between the two, and they play well with others. Definitely. While I'm working on this, before we jump over to Brian and Rob, just to see if we can pull this off, I'm going to attempt to go ahead and do this, and we're going to be attempting to give away the Onyx figure. So to do so, what I want you guys to do is in the comments, just do a hashtag Onyx, ONYX. Do that in the chat as we listen to Brian and Rob, and then I'll see if I can figure this out because I need a hashtag in the tool for it to work. So if you want to get in on the giveaway, just comment hashtag Onyx in the chat. Brian, Rob,
Want me to go?
I'll go. The just about every other collector, I was like, I can't get into a new line. I just can't get into a new line. I collect Mythics, I collect Marvel, I collect Transformers, Classifieds. I mean, so many different things. And I just I can't get into another line. And I kept seeing AWOK figures. I kept seeing the posability. I kept seeing how great they look. I loved the look of Pale, loved the look of Blight, loved the look of so many of them. And then I saw them at Legion's Con and went by the table. I was a little too shy to go up and say hi to the guys. But I saw Mamba. And as soon as I saw Mamba, that's it. I said, and everybody else, every figure that I said that if this is where they're going, then I got to go back and I got to get everything. So after last week at ZoloCon, now I have every figure and I can't wait to get every other figure. And they're just the posability, the playability, the fun factor, and where they're going with them, it's the sky's the limit. So I'm really excited for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I went from having a couple to having all of them. And I say I have all of them, but I went back and looked the other night and I realized there are two that I am missing. I am missing the two great apes. I have is it Tanger or
Tanger?
Yeah. Tanger. I have Tanger. I got him at the end of the year. There was like a damaged box sale at Sparrow. He was like in a damaged box or whatever. And I ordered it. It was a really good price directly from Sparrow. Box was really not even damaged. So it didn't matter. I'm an open box collector anyway. I take them out. So I have Tanger, but I don't have the other two great apes. So I'm looking to change that. Those are the first two I'm going to be picking up in 25. Okay. All right. It looks like we've got all of the people who've wanted to drop a Onyx in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and try to figure that out. And while we hear from Rob.
Well, really quick, Brian, what was your first AWOK that you picked up?
Pale was my first one.
What about you, Jeff?
Onyx and Blake.
Nice. Yeah, so I know Jason's in the chat. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I love you, dude, so don't get mad at me. When I first saw AWOK, I thought it was a little too cartoony for me, and they look a little too close to Classifieds, which I was just getting out of, so I didn't want to, like Brian said, start a new line or start going down in a whole rabbit hole. But then they started talking about this wave. And there's the Fox, Boone. And I knew, I was like, dude, I got to have that. But it was going to be a while until that comes out. So I know that I was going to have to dip my toes in this line. Legion's Con, picked up this guy. And I hadn't put him down for weeks after I had picked him up. And after that, what was it? Maybe 2-3 weeks before the sale went on, the Black Friday sale. And man, I picked up as much as I could. And I think now maybe 3 or 4 figures that I'm missing before I got the whole collection. And that's it. This is just a great figure.
Yeah, for me personally, the fact that they were cartoony was what drew me to them in the first place. I also draw comic books, and so for me, my own personal art style is very cartoony. So I'm actually drawn to things that look cartoony. I love 80s toys that were also very cartoony. So He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, stuff like that. If it's cartoon, that draws me to it. And especially, I thought it was a pretty bold choice to kind of skew a little more cartoony or more 80s toyetic vibe in a world where things are getting increasingly more and more and more detailed and more modern and more, how much detail can we pack in there? I mean, if you guys are messing around with if you saw me and Greg open up a Sir Gideon yesterday, just the immense amount of detail packed into that figure is crazy. Or Valaverse, versus like G.I. Joe, like in a world where like figures are trying to pack in as much articulation as possible and detail as possible and all of this, to me, it was kind of refreshing to see them go, hey, we're going to make a toy and it's going to be kind of like, I don't want to say the word bare bones because it's not bare bones. I mean, every fiber of hair is sculpted on that figure head to toe. But it was just more like it was clear that these guys, whoever, because at the time I didn't know, I was like, whoever's behind these figures loved 80s toys. They clearly grew up in the 80s and 90s, and they had toys like this, and they were making an homage to that. And so I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. And so I loved it, from the get-go. But I, just like you guys, I was like, I can't start another line. Like this is a line that I'm going to have to appreciate from afar. Like I'm going to have to follow it, keep up with it, read all about the news and enjoy it, but just keep it over there. I'm not going to be able to collect this. And then I started doing the show with Greg, and Greg kept pulling up Onyx. And he kept showing Onyx, and he was like, Onyx is great. Onyx is amazing. And he was just like, I just keep it on my desk and I keep messing around with it. And so I was like, man, maybe I need to get one of these, maybe I need to. And then around that same exact time, I met Steve Mank over at Articulated Empire. He was like, hey, I would love to, maybe we could work something out with the show as a sponsorship. I could send you some stuff to review. I was like, absolutely. I was like, send me whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And he sent me a bunch of Sparrow stuff. It was I think it was the Feralist, the Feralist Stalker. He sent me the armor set that went with it, and a weapons pack. And I was blown away. I was like, Greg is right. These are just fun to play with. This guy poses well. I love the interchangeability of armor, and coming out the gate with armor sets, head packs, weapons packs is this is brilliant. And then I was hooked. That was it. That's all it took, And I know Greg did that something very similar with the Mythics with a friend of his who was like, I'm not collecting Mythics. So he just sent him one. And then the guy's all into Mythics.
I was just going to go in and cherry pick, not go all crazy. But after the Black Friday sale, that just got thrown out the window. And just after another, just kept picking up. Now we're here.
Yeah. I'm still working, guys. Sorry, behind the scenes on the giveaway. The tool that I was using is just not working. And I don't want to, start sharing my screen for something that's broken and not going to work. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to, I may have to do all of the giveaways in a row. Sorry, guys. I really should have had this working before today, so I apologize. But what we really wanted to do here is we wanted to kind of keep this show each week, and I promise you, it's going to get a lot better. Me and Greg have double jointed down to a science. We know what we're doing. It just takes a little while to, make sure we're knocking it out. So I apologize to everybody. This is my fault. I should have had this. I should have made sure it was rocking and rolling. But one of the things we wanted to do with this channel, or this live show, was to make sure that every episode we're focusing on the community. Because one of the things that we all collectively feel is we don't feel like there is a big enough spotlight on Sparrow Toys and AWOK. I know that there's people out there who know of it, who may have heard the name or have heard the acronym AWOK, maybe don't even know what it stands for, maybe have seen the figures at shows or online, but we want to really kind of focus a big spotlight on them because they are doing great things. The figures that are coming down, like what Rob just showed in that poster, the next few waves are looking incredible. And so we really want to get as many people in on this line as possible. So we're going to try to keep things community focused because there are plenty of toy customizers out there and toy photographers out there that are doing work based around AWOK. So we're going to kick things off with Andy's choice. Andy's not here. He's in the chat. So Andy, if you want to say anything about this in the chat that I seem to forget, but we're going to start off with everybody picked one of their favorite posts about AWOK this week. And Andy's choice here was He found this from Kato's collection, who I watch all the time, not just for G.I. Joe reviews, but all kinds of reviews. Dude's into everything, and he took this figure. I think this was one that he did some popping and swapping and added like I can tell this is one of the armor sets, and I love this head. Like anytime you can put that head on a body, I just think it looks great. And so this was Andy's choice, and yeah, man, this is just looking so good, and I really dig it. And I'm gonna check down in here. Sorry if I'm missing people in the chat. I'm super sorry. There's a lot of people here today, and everybody's commenting, so I really appreciate it. But so yeah, I'm looking for anything that Andy may have said about this. He says, I saw it was a great kit bash from Kato.
Yeah, I made the exact same figure. It's an amazing figure to make.
Yeah, and I think Jeff sent me the same picture too. So I thought I was going crazy. I was like, wait, who sent me this? Because like two of you guys sent me the same post. I loved it.
Yeah. This is kind of the basis for one of my customs, because I ever since I saw the heads pack and that war painted face, I'm gonna say Chinari face. I was like, I gotta build a custom around that sculpt and that paint app. So and then I just came across this recently on Kato's, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly where I'm going with it. The colors are right. I'm glad that it's a blight base body with the armor pack on them, and then the head. But yeah, it's one of my picks too.
Yeah, absolutely. I dug this. Brian, did you have something you wanted to say about this? Sorry, I think I may have cut you off, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh no problem. I basically the same thing. Took the Onyx figure and put the armor on it. Put the head from the heads pack. That's the other great thing about this line. You have like Mythics. It's a lot of customization. You can mix and match. You can even mix and match with Mythics, which you'll see in my picture coming up.
Sweet.
Absolutely. Just looking through the chat real quick here. We had Lee Customs who asked, where's a good place to post AWOK stuff? Anyway,
can you highlight Endless Fables comment? Because he has a hashtag. And him and I have been talking back and forth for quite a while, which I think.
Okay, okay, let me try to find.
It's probably I don't know how to look at it. Third one down on
this one
screen. Yes.
All right. We also have an Instagram collab group which we post every Wednesday. That's really cool. Hey, Endless Fables. Do you guys have a? Do you have like a particular hashtag?
Yeah, if you can post it up, man. I believe it's hashtag AWOK collab 52. And if you click on that hashtag, man, there's some great pictures on Instagram with this group of people.
Give it to us one more time, Rob. What is it?
It's hashtag AWOK collab 52.
Okay, sweet. We too are going to have a hashtag that we're going to be giving out here in a few minutes. Rob, I'll let you do that. And that's going to be the hashtag that if you want your pictures selected, that's going to be the hashtag we're going to ask, like when you post it onto Instagram. Throw this hashtag on there as well, and you may find yourself on our show. I'm going to share mine next. I have one that I come across this week that was shared. Actually, the guy who created this shared it with me, and I absolutely loved it. It's very simple, but it kind of blew my mind. And that's this one right here. You guys may know this is Rob's pick. He shared that with me this week, and I was like, dude, this is super simple. Like, this is like, it looks like that's a Mythics staff, right?
Yeah. I forget whose staff that is. Revion.
Or is that?
I think it's Torian, or the Minotaur.
I have no idea. I forget who that's. It's been sitting on my shelf forever, and like you see how the staff gets a little bit wider towards the top. Because of that, it stretches out the hands of every figure that I put it on, so I've not used it. But it seemed like perfect for this guy.
Yeah, I love this. It's very simple. I love that cape that you put on there. I know you and I have been talking a lot about purple capes. I have bought several, and I use mine on my Vero Atlas, who I keep right here. I love this torn, tattered cape. You know, I think every wizard needs a cape. But he showed me this, and I'm like, dude, this is like Black Panther vibes right here. This is so good. I love it. And so this is what I snuck in there. I have two. I have two this week, but that's one I had to include. Brian, yours is next, and I think we all know who this is. Who took this photo? We're all friends with this guy.
Yep. Elijah Baker, Captain Firebeard. So
Yep.
yeah, has some great shots over in England. He has some ruins that he goes to, some forests that he goes to, and he gets some great pics and just shows how you can take a AWOK head, put it on some mythics. You can customize, mix and match. Maybe some more mythic people can get involved in AWOK.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. This is when I saw this, man, I was blown away because I immediately messaged Elijah and I was like, dude, like, this is incredible because he shot it in a way to where like the sparrow head, like the AWOK head, does not look like it doesn't belong on this body. Like, you know, like you may look on your shelf and think, oh, those heads are not going to look good on like a mythic body or whatever. But the way he shot it, it's beautiful. Like it looks like it's part of that figure. Like if you'd have told me that's how that figure shipped, I'd be like, heck yeah. And just the mix of the two styles is so perfect. I mean, you can just imagine there being, you know, some sort of feral body underneath all of that armor and just the lighting and everything. It's absolutely beautiful. And I was going to throw this pick in the mix, but I'm glad Brian did because it's absolutely fantastic. Digging it so much. Jeff, yours is next. If you want to talk us through this choice that you came up with here. Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, no. It's not showing. Why is it not showing? Come on. Like, guys, I honestly, I know what I'm doing here, but it doesn't look like I know what I'm doing. I don't know why Jeff's image is not showing up. Let me see if I can add it back in. And while we're doing that, I'm going to talk about, we'll throw my extra one up here. This is from Jersey Shore Juggernaut this week. He's in the chat. So I found this on his Instagram and I just loved the mix of the armor and the body parts. I thought it was really cool. The armor pieces and that head, which I've never known like which body to put that head on. And so like, I thought, man, that's really dope. Like that's a good combination. And and that pose too, like, you know, a lot of people don't think about the poses. But yeah, they can get into some really good poses. And I am going to, sorry if you guys can see all this kind of like behind the scenes stuff. But I do want to make sure that I get Jeff's image in here so we can talk about it. There it is. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yep.
All right. There's Jeff's image right there. I wanted to make sure we got that in there. Jeff, you want to talk about that a little bit?
I'm blanking on the name. Wait, there it is. Diggs _ figs. Go give them a follow. I came across this recently, and I was like, well, I am into mythics. I am into AWOK, but I'm also the cosmic guy. If anybody knows me outside of everything else, I'm into Cosmic Legions, heavily into Cosmic Legions, and this spoke to me. I love the fantasy aspect of AWOK, but I also like the sci-fi aspect of AWOK.
Is this using that coat from the McFarlane figure?
I don't think so, because that's soft good. Oh, it could be the coat from Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, with the scarf. I think they might have dyed the coat because the coat's usually like a blue, or maybe they did some lighting to get the purple. But yeah, I immediately saw this and I was like, that's an AWOK figure underneath, with a different head sculpt and some soft goods and Cosmic Legion's rifle. It's a great mixed match of parts and pieces, and I was like, oh, this is right up my alley. So I was like, this is my first to second pick of the week, because you all saw Kato's, but I was like, this is definitely a pick for this week.
You know, when everybody talks about AWOK and they always say mythic adjacent, after reading the comics, I think it's more cosmic adjacent than mythic.
I call it
that's
Legion.
right.
Yeah, big time, because there's more of a sci-fi, like in the beginning when people were always talking about AWOK, I thought it was mythic adjacent, but I'm leaning more towards cosmic.
I could see that. Especially with the Void coming and Boone and stuff, more cyborg parts. That's my jam.
And if you read the first issue of the comic, it is a little more cosmic than.
Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that in some future episodes for sure, because I can't wait to talk about the big reveal. And I want to go through the comic books a little bit and kind of share that with you guys, because it kind of blew me away and I wasn't expecting to see it coming. So we're going to go through one more picture, and again, he's not here right now, but he will be joining us in the future, because one of the big collaborators and co-creators of the show is Terrence St. John, the master toy mule himself, and this was his pick of the week, and it was from Floyd Armstrong 9083. And it was my current personal favorite, Vero Atlas, and had some. We've got some effects going on. It looks like some ferns growing up in there, and I really love. He did like a little digital composite here, and I just absolutely love this. This looks fantastic. He's not in the chat today because he is. It's because he's at work, and so I just want to make sure we showcase his photograph. So let me give you guys a little behind the scenes here. I was able to get the hashtag picker and selector to work, but when I generated the names, it went ahead and picked one for me, and I wasn't sharing my screen at the time. So we do have a winner, but unfortunately, the only thing I can say is that it only lets me do one a day. So we're only going to do one giveaway today, and we're going to save the other two for next week. Don't worry, we've got plenty of figures to give away. And that winner is J.M. Evans. I don't know who J.M. Evans is. He's in the chat. I think this is the first time. But here was his chat, and he was the one. I just didn't happen to be sharing at the time. I think he's a first-time viewer, or at least first-time commenter. I don't recognize the name for any of my other streams. So congratulations to J.M. Evans. If you will reach out to us at Instagram, through Instagram at the AWOK Tribe, all one word, the AWOK Tribe, and contact us through there. One of us will collect your information and we'll give it out to the guy who has this figure at his house, and Scott, and we'll get that shipped out to you. So please, yeah, definitely do that. Or you can reach out to El Spooky Zorro right here at his. That's how you can find him on Instagram, because I think he may be handling our shipping labels. Is that right, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so reach out to either one of us.
There really isn't another way to spin the wheel.
No, and I wasn't even spinning it. I was collecting all of the hashtags, and it said you chose a winner, and then it gave me the winner's name, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't. I was like, can I go back? Can I go back and do this again? And then I could. It was like one time, or I have to sign up. I'm going to pay to sign up. I'm going to figure this out. This is not rocket science. I can figure this out. We're going to get it, and then next week we're gonna do it again. I'm so sorry, guys. So the next thing I want to talk about, let me get back to our notes, make sure that I'm not missing anything here, because I'm scatterbrained this morning. Let's see here. One of the things that we wanted to talk about was our current favorite AWOK figure. You don't have to have it like in hand. So if you don't have it in hand, that's okay. If you just want to talk about who is your current favorite, Brian, let's start with you, buddy. Who's your current favorite AWOK?
It might not be the sexiest one, but I had to get another one at Solo just because I wanted one on each end of the shelf. And, he might just be a guard, but, the helmet, you can do him with or without the helmet. He looks great. I put a Mythic Legion's weapon belt over his shoulder so you can put a little blade behind him. You can customize the spear, comes apart. You can make it a sword or make it into a spear. He comes with the other stuff. You can put the shield on his back if you want. And just the red. It's hard to tell maybe on the camera, but the red just pops. And, little hints of the blue, in his belt. Like the colors are great. And you know, and the butterflies, like I said, the posability, the playability is just off the charts with these guys, and the customizability. So there's really a little bit of something for everybody. And if this is just one of the more basic guys, I mean, they're really knocking it out of the park. So might be.
That's called the Chinari Legionnaire. Is that correct?
Yep.
Testing my memory, which is not ever a good idea for me.
So yeah,
the Wave 1 figure.
I mean, this is a Wave 1 figure, and they just keep getting better with each wave, and even way back to Wave 1, these guys are great. So pick one up.
Definitely.
All right. Looks like Rob ran off to maybe grab his. Jeff, you want to go next, buddy?
No, I just wanted to show off, Brian. Like, you can also build them too.
Oh yeah.
If you buy the weapons pack.
Yep.
Gonna make Rob bigger. Oh yeah.
The Legionnaire guys, and then maybe the guy.
Yeah, I built one of those too. Yep, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I think honestly, unless you're a toy company that is going after a license, okay, Star Wars, Street Fighter, Marvel, whatever it is, unless you're going after a license, if you're an independent toy company and you're coming up right now, if you're not popping and swapping, if that's not built into the DNA of your line, it needs to be. I think that is one of the things that has contributed to like Mythic Legions being around for so long. I think it's one of the things that Sparrow has built into the DNA of these toys that's going to give it the longevity, because customizers are like having that customizer base, having that group of people who want to pop and swap, who want to do the Lazy Boy customs, who want to like really get into the weeds and like pull things apart and glue things back together and paint them all the way up. People who are doing that's just free publicity, because they're always constantly sharing their creations with your product and your hashtag and your @. And so, it's just, it increases so much fun and joy that can be had with these figures. So like, I am so happy about that part of it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see more weapons packs in the future, more armor packs, more head packs. Oh man, there's so much they can do. Rob, who is your current favorite?
Atreyu, Gladiator. Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah. War paint and everything. He's pretty cool. Next to this custom that I just put, but we'll talk about that on another episode.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, Rob is putting us all to shame right now. He's putting us all to shame with his customs. There's no doubt about it.
They are fun to customize, man. Like, just like Mythic, but they're just great. Yeah.
Yeah, when Rob shared one of his customs with us last night, the one with the wraps around the wrists and everything, he was like, it came from this panel in the comic book. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about like going back to the comic and looking and seeing if like there's stuff from the comic that I never thought about like to use. And I went back last night. I was watching the Celtics game, and who they beat the Lakers, by the way. And I was going through and I was looking at all of the issues, and I was like, oh yeah, there we go. I found one guy like instantly. I'm like, I want to make that guy right there. So absolutely. So Rob is very much the inspired one. Jeff, I'm sorry. Did I skip over you? Did you talk about your favorite figure right now?
Not yet.
Okay, you go, buddy. Sorry.
But I wanted to say, I wanted to say I'm always like wondering what Rob is going to post with the soft goods or the soft items on these figures, because it levels them up. Like ever since Mark showed us that purple cape, it's like everybody's just like trying to figure out a new way to put more and more stuff on these figures. Speaking of more and more stuff on these figures, my pick this week is Wave 4 Gladiator Pale. It's just awesome to see the armor pieces that we have gotten in the past in different color paint apps, but also mix and match the styles, and his war paint is just perfect.
That's sick.
Yeah, Gladiator Pale was the first Pale that I got. I got him before I got the original Pale, and getting him made me go back. I mean, I had Blight. Blight's incredible. But then I got Gladiator Pale, and I was like, I got to go back and get the original. This is great. Yeah, I got to have all of them.
Yeah, and then like it's just and the metallics on them. It's just perfect.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, putting war paint on these guys is a must. They all should have war paint. I kind of feel, and yeah, you're right. I think I was telling you guys that the Gladiator Pale and the Gladiator Atreyu, like their weapons, the paint on their weapons is like astronomically more detailed and weathered and rusted than anything you would have seen, like, or that you could see in Wave 1. And I love it. Like, I'm here for it. Like, I am, like, those weapons in that wave are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Sorry, guys. I am falling way behind in the chat. I got too many irons in the fire. I am doing my best, but I am loving the fact that you guys are just tearing this chat up. I'm seeing a lot of conversations going on here. And, man, yeah. So thank you guys so very much for participating in the chat. I'll get to you as much as I possibly can. Yeah, that's right. Jeff's got that's the Atreyu shield, right?
no, this
Or
is
that Pale's?
Pale.
Pale comes with a really cool shield. Atreyu comes with a really cool sword. That's right.
Yep. So, and I love that we have dual
Yeah,
posts.
I do too. I'm not a big fan of just putting one singular hole like in the dead center, because then all shields just have like a centered look. But with that, you can have it further up on the arm, further down on the arm. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat and just looking through here. If you guys see anything in the chat that you want me to pull up, and just let me know. I'm going to go on to my my current fave, and I would say that this is kind of this does it for me. Like this right here, Vero Atlas is incredible. He just has like a shelf presence that just puts all other AWOKs to shame. I'm really excited to learn more about this guy in the future. He does not come with this wired tattered cape. I got this off of GPS lot on eBay. But I love the fact that he is the only that we know of wizard in the toy line so far. I love like this crystal. Let me blow this up a little bit. I love like his crystal shaft staff. That this is kind of like the only weapon like that in the line. Nobody else has this weapon as of yet. And I just really love like the way this bright purple cape just, matches so well with him. This toy right here, like I play with this all the time. Like if I'm going to watch a basketball game in my living room or just sit down on the, go outside and just sit and relax and just get some air. Like I'd take this guy out and mess around with him all the time. I love the head that comes on him. I love that. Another cool look is I keep this head nearby because I also think this looks really cool is to pop this head on. This is from one of the heads packs. And so I love that little ponytail right there. But I think this is just a great look for this guy. He looks like a wizened old wizard. Like I dig it. Like this is, and from what I understand, this guy was Brick. Brick was kind of like walking me through how this guy got released to the public, because he was the Wave 1 Kickstarter exclusive. That was at first was the only way you could get this guy. But I think there was like a mess up in the factory and they made a whole bunch of them. And so Sparrow was like, well, let's just sell them. Put them out there. And so I think they fixed that because the, what is it? The translucent pale is the current Kickstarter exclusive. And it will only be going to Kickstarter people. So don't expect to see that anymore. But
South Goods really make these figures pop. Like,
oh my gosh.
Get just like capes or just rip up some old t-shirts. Because that's what I did with the arm wrist wraps and the legs. I just took an old shirt and ripped it up. And then these are just like, it's really thin hemp rope that I tied around his wrists.
Nice.
Oh, it's fantastic. You made that cape out of an old t-shirt?
No, not the cape.
Okay. Just the wrist wraps.
Yeah.
Okay.
This cape is from Cosmic Legions.
Oh yeah. From one of the grays.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice. Jason says from Sparrow, it was very important for us to have a left and right options for the shields. That makes sense. Now I understand. You know, I was thinking it was more of an up down position because I'm one of those crazy people that thinks everybody in the entire world's right-handed. But yeah, you're right. So you could really put the shield left or right, and that's why there's 2 holes. That makes. I didn't even think about that. That's because that's me. All right, somebody's dog alarm is going off. Brian, Rob, Jason says, wow, that's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Brick, for correcting me. Not so much a factory mess up, but just more of a minimum order quantity was larger. Yeah, absolutely. I knew there was something there, and it wound up. I'm so glad because that figure looks like straight out of the 80s. You know, the Vero Atlas just looks like this could have belonged in like He-Man or something, and it just, boy, that gets me.
We gotta talk to Jason about Vero because he pops up in the comics for like a second, and he has a cool story. But
yeah, I am definitely wanting to reach out and learn more about that guy for sure, because he does it for me. So guys, we've been going for right at 51 minutes, and you know, I think I was expecting us to go a little bit longer because of the giveaways or whatever, but I think we're going to start easing down at this point and wrapping up the show. But before we do that, I did want to show off. I did hit up the Sparrow Instagram account today, and I did want to show this graphic right here so that we could talk about it. And of course, why would you? Why would you work? Why would you work? Oh my gosh. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Let me hang on just a second. Let me add this graphic back in. Boy, guys, I've never done this before. This is my first day on the job, and I don't think they're going to have me back next week. But I did want to show off this right here. Can everybody see this now?
Uploading. There we go.
Okay. All right. So they just, they've got this posted up over at their Instagram. So I hope that these little banners here in the corner, or these little flags, are still correct. But they do have a sale going on right now. And these were the figures that they highlighted. We've got, this looks like is this the original Pale? The Kali, Emperor Kali, Tiberius, who is a fire figure, 100% fire. Brian's pick of the Chinari Legionnaire. We've got Atreyu, and then the Horrid Infantry. These are all currently on sale for $24.49. Guys, I am telling you, if you follow me in my other channels, if you follow me on my other streams, you guys know how I always talk about how how the Jada Toys Street Fighter line and the G.I. Joe Classified Series line are the best value in action figures on toy shelves right now. You can go to Target and you can find one of these, and they're $24.99. Dude, these are $24.49. They're coming in 50 cents cheaper. These are the best value in action figures online right now. Like, there is no joke about that. These figures are fire, and they're sub $25. Like, I cannot express how, like, these prices are incredible. Like, these are great prices, considering how much that they're discounted. This is absolutely incredible. So with you guys here,
really quick, for people who haven't gotten into the line and haven't read the comics and are thinking about picking up, definitely get Pale, because he's the main character, and if he's gone, then he's gone. You guys all you get is the Gladiator. You're gonna miss out on one of the main characters. So,
absolutely.
There is a third Pale coming. There is the
armor. Yep.
The new armor on Wave 5. Where is it? The Necro armor.
Ooh, I have not seen that. So Jeff, send me the link. I want to see that. But Rob's got a great idea. Why don't each of us kind of go through this list and say which one you would recommend from this list? I think we know Brian's choice. Brian, why don't you kick us off? Who would you recommend from these 6 figures right here? For somebody, if you're new to the line and you want to go to the store and pick up one of these at sparrowtoys.com, who would you pick up?
Well, I'm going to go with a little curveball, because even though I did the figure that I showed earlier, I definitely recommend him. I kind of agree with what Rob is saying. You have Pale and you have Kali, and Kali's low stock, and he's the main villain. So it's kind of like getting your Skeletor.
Yeah.
So I would grab Ali, especially if he's low stock, and Pale, he's almost gone. I would definitely jump on those two right away.
Yeah. And piggybacking to what he's saying, and yeah, Kali, because like I said, going back to the comic book, once you read it, you'll understand why he's a big character to the story. Like, yeah, you got to get that guy.
All right, Jeff, what's your choice?
My choice out of them, I would go with the Hoary Ravenger, which is the bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's just a great army builder. Again, that helmet comes off so you can have different looks. It's great gray body, base ape body, so you can do multiple head swaps with the head packs. And then, of course, the armor is removable, except for the chest part. Chest armor is part of the sculpt. So,
right, just like Atreyu, yeah, and Tiberius and Kali. That's right. Yeah, I'm kind of torn because I would say that Kali, because he is the main villain, and if he's in low stock, you definitely want to get him in that armor. That armor, you have to see it in person. It's incredible. It's absolutely fire. But I would also say either him or Tiberius. Tiberius is fire. Like I think he's the only tiger in the line outside of Vero Atlas, who's like a Bengal tiger. But I would say, yeah, either one of those, you cannot go wrong. You absolutely cannot go wrong. One of the really cool things about Kali, though, because he is fully armored, like head to toe, except for his hands and feet and head, is if you get him and any other figure, like literally just him and somebody else, you pop off the head, the hands, and the feet, and you've got a completely new figure. You put those on him, you've got a completely like blue and gold armored up figure who you could literally create and make anything you want. I love this right here. I love this. Brick says, I also have it on good authority that Beathir feasts solely on animal warriors of the kingdom. So stop stocking up on those dragon pants. That's right. Absolutely. And then Terrence says, I'm glad he finally joined the chat. He's been in for a while. I've just not posted anything, I think, from him. Kali is great, but we also have 2 more incredible takes on him beyond this. That's fantastic because Kali is actually the one that I went back to the comic and was like,
Kali Prime.
Yeah, Kali Prime is coming, and my custom is going to be a Kali. So yeah. So definitely head over to sparrowtoys.com and stock up. I believe also their heads packs, armor packs, and weapons packs are also on sale. So toss a couple of those into your cart while you can. And yeah, you're going to absolutely love this line if you're not into it already. I just want to say, first and foremost, I want to say a huge apology for screwing up so much stuff in this live feed today, guys. I have messed up a whole lot, and I'm super sorry for that. I apologize. I'm going to get all the kinks worked out this week, and I hope next week's episode runs as smoothly. So let's talk about upcoming shows, because what we want to do with this show is we want to make sure that we do this show. We're going to do it every 2 weeks. So it's not going to be an every week thing. And we really wanted to get this week's episode out and get it off the ground today, but it also ran right after New to Mythics, where Greg Smurber is, and Brian was a part of that today. And so we really don't want to ever be on the same schedule as New to Mythics. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go live next week, which New to Mythics won't be on right before this. We're going to go live next week. And then after that, it's going to be every 2 weeks. So next week will be our regularly scheduled show every 2 weeks. It'll be on that day. So definitely check us out there. I want to give a huge shout out to Brian, to Jeff, to Rob, to Andy, who did his best to join us today, but just couldn't get the tech to work. I'm so sorry, buddy. We're going to get that worked out this week. You and I will work one-on-one to make sure that we can figure this out so you can join us next week, because he is the knowledge keeper, and he corrects me when I'm wrong, because I'm wrong all the time. So I keep him on his toes. And so we, yeah. And then I love this. This is a little inside joke. I love what I can do from behind bars. Terrence is not in jail. He literally is behind a bar serving drinks. So that's okay, Andy. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you next week. Yeah, Rob, what is it?
I just want to shout out Sparrow and the Sparrow team for giving us a great toy line.
Definitely.
Took me a while to get on board, but man, I'm all for it right now. This is a great toy line. So thanks, Jason and Sparrow team.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us in the chat today and hanging with us the whole time. Brian, God, he gave me such a giggle last weekend because Greg was sending me pictures from ZoloCon, and Brian, just that picture of Brian like at the Sparrow table, like it looks like he's about to take off running with like $200 worth of product. Is so funny to me. But Brian, give us a little, before we get out, give us a little take on how was the Sparrow table and your experience at ZoloCon last week before we head out.
The Sparrow table was great. It was the whole corner. They had it all wrapped around every side. Jason and Derek were there. They're great guys to talk to if you get a chance to meet them. They had figures lined up all the way around. You could see some of the wave 1 through 4 figures. You could pick them up. You could handle them. They had, if you go on their website, they have shirts too. You can get the shirt. Thank you, Jason, for this shirt. And they had posters. Jason was signing them. I mean, it was just great guys, great to hang out with. And if you're at a con, definitely hit up their table.
Absolutely. While you're at Sparrow Toys, this is a very good point. I totally forgot about this, and I'm glad I just thought about it. While you're there, go and pick up issues 1 through 5 of the comic. They're on sale. I think they're $2 each, $1.99. You can get the whole story so far for $10. And it is, I promise you, read just issue 1. You're going to flip out because there's a whole aspect to this line that you don't know about if you're not reading the comics. And so please do yourself a favor while you're there. Just even if you can't afford to picking up all of them, just pick up issue 1. And I promise you'll be right back and like, okay, I need 2 through 5. And hopefully we're going to be seeing more of the comics soon. From what I understand, something they've got a lot planned with the comic because it was a comic first, toy line second. And so yeah, I know that they're very focused on that comic. It is a huge part of this line.
An animated show soon or a movie, Jason.
Man, let's fingers crossed that. I mean, it would rock. We saw that intro. So just one more time, this is completely self-serving. Just for the people who may not have been here at the very beginning, I want to show this commercial that me and my 11-year-old Nicholas worked on. We're going to end the show with this. I'm going to show it off because we had so much fun making it.
Hold on, Jeff had something to say.
Oh, yeah, Jeff. Sorry, jump in there.
I wanted to double check, and it is still up there. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, issue number 1, digital version is free on the store.
There you go.
Go get it now.
If
it's still available that way, get it.
You got to read it.
Because that's the one you have to read.
Read it because we're going to be spoiling it in the next couple of weeks that we're on. So you better catch it.
We are definitely going to be talking about that comic heavily. So definitely. So one more time with the commercial, and then we're going to say our goodbyes and get out of here and let you guys go get some lunch.
Lexion stalks the jungle for bounties. Hey, who goes there? Oh no, Emperor Kali's up to no good. You won't get the drop on me, Tiberius. You won't escape us this time, Kali. Ah! Oh no, Pharaoh Atlas is casting a spell. Not if I can help it. Huh! The Animal Warriors saved the day.
Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Lexion, Tiberius, Pharaoh Atlas, and Kali. Each sold separately by Sparrow.
Man, good gosh.
Love it.
My son kept saying, can I re-record the ah? And so now he just walks around our house doing it. He's like, I didn't like it. That's cringe. And I'm like, now he's like a professional voice actor, this kid. Oh my gosh. Bring the commercial to Brick Something News today, Mark. I absolutely will. I'll send it to you after this show. I'm actually going to post it live on my website. I'll post it live on YouTube, and it'll just be there and it'll live there.
Can you highlight Brick's comment about where all the Sparrow teams are going to be coming up on all the cons?
Yes. Let's talk about that real quick. Before you go, Sparrow will be on the West Coast and South at WonderCon in Anaheim and Toylanta in Duluth, Georgia, both on the last weekend of March. I will be at Toylanta, so I cannot wait. I will definitely stop by the table and see you guys. And probably I need to pick up some monkeys. I need to pick up those 2 big great apes. So I'll be by your table for sure. But that's great. Rob, are you going to be? Or how far are you from
WonderCon? Not far at all. So fingers crossed. Maybe I can go. Even if I'm broke, I can go hang out with the boys and see what's up. Yeah.
And as far as I know, I think it's Jason and Derek at Toylanta, and Brick and Adam at
WonderCon. Yeah, it would be cool to see them.
Yeah.
And then maybe next week we can talk about that new con exclusive that they might hopefully have coming up soon. Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Yep. Yeah, that's I'm gonna get it wrong. Brick, please correct me. It's Joe Fest?
I think Joe Lanta, I think they're gonna have it.
Or Joe Lanta.
No, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be at Toylanta, but the card was wrong that they put, and then they said it was Joe Fest.
Or Joe Fest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely great. Jeff and I are still planning on being there at Toylanta. We're still trying to work out the details. My situation has transformed drastically because of a car repair. So Jeff and I are still trying to work out the details of how we're going to get there, but we're going to be there in some capacity because I've already bought a ticket and I got a figure to go pick up. So I'm going to be there.
Jordan says Joe Lanta. Not sorry.
Joe Lanta, not Joe Fest.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe Lanta.
Joe Lanta, the
Joe
same
Fest.
thing as Toylanta?
It's by the same creators, but different shows.
Are they going to be at My Lanta?
I love it.
Bad joke, sorry.
I love it. Absolutely. So thank you for everybody in the chat. Again, my apologies for screwing up the giveaway, but JM Evans, please reach out to me through either the our Instagram. Our Instagram is the AWOK Tribe. Just hit us up through there, send us a message, or you can reach out directly to Rob at L_spooky_Zorro on Instagram and get him your information because I think he's going to be the one that's going to be doing our shipping labels. So definitely hit us up and we will take care of you. And so with that, we're going to call this one a close right here. We hit an hour, so I'm really happy that that's exactly what I was aiming for. And we will be back next week on our regularly scheduled time. Does mine do that too? Yeah, everybody. And yeah. We'll do our best to do a better show next week. And by we, I mean me. So thank you guys for joining us in the chat. Thank you to my, look here. Thanks to all my wonderful co-hosts. And we will see you next